Okay, and we are live. So, thanks again, everybody, for joining our webinar. Uh, this time, we will focus on a very specific use case, which is startup sourcing or startup scouting. And this is a workflow that a lot of our users use for the purpose of basically finding interesting deal flow for a VC fund, or talking now about much more volume, finding interesting startups for an accelerator program, for event, or just monitor what's happening on a specific market all globally. My name is Vlastimil. I'm the founder of Leadspicker, and today I have here with me our Chief of Product Officer, Thomas. So if I won't be able to answer any question, then he understands everything much better than me. All right, let's kick it off. Why actually we even care about startup sourcing and startup scouting? I personally have a background in venture capital, so it doesn't really matter that we focus mostly on sales, marketing, automation, focusing on signal tracking, and identifying people at the right time. Uh, as I was in the venture capital now world for more than 7 years, and also Tom was involved as well. I know that this particular use case is not that distant, and it might be actually helpful also for you. Uh, so what are we going to do today? Today, we will try to look at all the new founders from a specific region. We will be scraping LinkedIn Sales Navigator, but we will show you how to do it without actually getting blocked. Because in the past we tried a lot of different tools, and there was always a risk. So we will show you basically that we figured out a way how to do it at a scale without being really blocked, and also to do it on a regular basis, so you don't need to redo it again and again every month. So we will get the data, then we will make sure that the data are actually relevant, because there is a lot of false positives on LinkedIn. So we will be using built-in GPT to classify if this founder is a founder of a company that can be considered a startup, and then we will just play around. That will be maybe a little bit of freestyle to classify these companies based on some industries, or analyze if this is a fit to a investment thesis, or maybe anything what you will ask on the way. We will be able to track anything was on the LinkedIn profile, anything was on the company profile. We will also go far beyond LinkedIn, and we will scrape any information on the website. We will be looking also into the social post data. So what are they posting, and all of that. You can make some sort of context, and at the end of the day, if relevant for you, we can show you how you can put this into an outreach by LinkedIn, uh, connection request, in a mail, message, or email. All right, so that is what are we going to do today. We will be using our tool Leadspicker. All of you are invited to give it a try. Tom will, if you haven't registered yet, you can do it now. Tom will give you enough credits. Oh yeah, here is the link. Tom will be checking the new users and will upload you enough credits, so we can really play around with the tool. One important fact: we are not really charging any credits for scraping and for the enrichment. These credits are being used to find verified email addresses of in this case founders, because this is what we need to pay for. We plugged in 5 different providers, so this is the one thing that we do not cover by our own infrastructure. Okay, so do you have any questions before we kick it off? Anybody want to know something specific? No? All right, so I'll just share my screen. Yeah, go ahead. Not yet. Okay, not yet. So ask whenever you feel that you want to know something. All right, so I'm sharing my screen right now. Uh, I'm sharing my screen like this. Okay, here we go. All right, so step one, let's make a workflow that can scrape founders from a specific region every every couple of days, every week. This is how the Leadspicker platform look like. It has a lot of built-in features, but we will focus now on the scraping part. So let's start with new project. You can even we prepared some data sample for this webinar, so we can play with the later. And we don't really need to wait for the scraping of hundreds of startups, but also you can browse some other workflows, some other predefined templates that we built. Um, yeah, like monitoring competition, tracking the post, and reaching out at the right time. So there's many things that you can check. Uh, we will, for this webinar, we will start from scratch, and let's call it uh, Startup Scouting Project. All right, so this is the name of the project. And now let's find some data. You can always upload data from CSV files, and there's some other sources, but today we will focus on our robots, and uh, particularly we'll focus on the Sales Navigator or LinkedIn Search one. It's very simple to set this up. What this is asking you to do is to include the link to a specific search field on LinkedIn. It can be the unpaid one, or what we recommend to everybody to get the Sales Navigator, because you can really go deep into search. Let's make some search field. Toma, what do you recommend? Or maybe can you? I think you've been playing around with the data sample, so let's try the same search field that you've been sending me a while ago. So let me check what we have
Uh,
here. I have it.
Basically, it was
Okay.
uh,
Mm-hmm.
it was a new founder. So yeah,
All
basically
right. Here we go.
that was a filter.
All right, so we focus on California, company headcount less than 10. We're looking for all the founders, people with job title founder, co-founder, or CEO in the company less than 1 year. All right, and also, interesting, you turn on this job change job feature. So it's very new. So they became founder, co-founder, or CEO in less than 3 months. And now not everybody is startup. No, not every company is startup, right? So if you look at it, some of them are, some of them definitely not. So this is what we will be doing in the next step. But firstly, we need to get some data to scrape any amount of leads from Sales Navigator. You can just copy and paste this link and include it into the robot. Uh, I saw that there was a question, so let me quickly have a look. Yeah, thanks for setting this up. Yeah, I have to run. Was not it was not what I expected. Okay, no worries. You can look if you want. You can also look at the recording later, but that's yeah, totally fine. So step one, we include the search filter into this, and this is what the robot will revisit. Why is this interesting? If you want to monitor all the new startups in your region and you want to have everything what's new, let's say every month, I really recommend to turn on this change job toggle, because then every month, or every time the robot visits the filter, you have what's new. If you turn this off, you can just make a one-time scrape of everything goes on the market. So this time we will focus on the very recent ones. Okay, step two. What type of person are you looking for? Uh, it's very simple. The robot actually takes everything, but because we want to clean the data before we give you the output. So you have the option to click on really scrape everyone, and you just get everybody. Or you can even just type the founder, co-founder, so you can make sure that the robot checks once more if this is a relevant person or not. uh, the same applies in the next step, so you can define what the kind of companies that you're looking for, and it does kind of a cleaning. But I believe for our purpose we just scrape everything and we clean it in the next step. All right, do you agree, Tom? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I agree. Basically, it will be better to show what is happening on the background. So
Yeah, one important fact, as I mentioned at the beginning, uh, uh, it, you know, if you're using tools that actually use your LinkedIn account, your session cookies to log in and then visit every single profile to get the data, then this is creating widgets, and LinkedIn identified this as an activity. And really, depending on the tool, there are some risks associated to this. So if you overuse it, if tools like Phantom Buster, really depends on the strength of your profile, but after a couple of hundreds or of visits, you can get blocked on LinkedIn. What we are doing here is that we don't really use your account to do the scraping. We use your account to load your search fields, because if you look at the search at the search here, then every person that is searching something on LinkedIn gets a unique basically unique link. And if the filter is very simple, then it might work if you just share the link. But for many searches, it would be impossible to for me to see your specific search or your saved leads. So this is why we are actually using your account to load the filter, but then we use our infrastructure to get you the data. So we're not really touching your account, and we're using our infrastructure that can scrape you in any amount of leads that you want. Uh, so here you can set up if you want to do the scraping just once, or we can set it up and do it, for example, every week. So let's do it like this. And how many leads the robot can scrape? This is very simple. So how many leads out of what we have here we want to scrape? So we can just put it, yeah, up to 2,500. One interesting fact: Sales Navigator always gives you 100 lists, and there is 25 contacts for each, for each page. So which is 2,500 people. If you need to get more, it's a very simple way how to go around this. You can just split the search into multiple filters, dividing this by country, city, or maybe firstly get only founders, co-founders, and you can create multiple searches with a robot. With this, we have users that you know do tens of thousands profiles to do proper research before they find the really relevant ones and reach out. All right, so one click and the robot is running. So, and if I actually look, if I open the detail of the robot, I can see that it already started, and you always have information of okay, what is happening right now. To get thousands of contacts, it can take, I don't know, 15 minutes. So Tom actually made the same filter, so you can see how the output, how the raw data look like. So we can jump into it and speed it up for the purpose of this call. So also for all of you that would like to try it out, You can find the data sample by creating new project and sorry, my computer. Creating new project and choosing the webinar startup scoping data sample. If you click on it, you get actually the outcome of the same scraper that I built. So basically, the whole project gets copied and sorry, it gets copied and the data are here. Okay. So this is how the data look like when it gets scraped. So from this, where we have just the name, the company name, and some information, you get a nice format, full name, the LinkedIn profile, position, company name, company website. So this is like the raw data that we get. And okay, definitely not everybody is a founder or CEO of a startup. There is a lot of false positives. So what you would do as a person? Usually you go to the LinkedIn profile to look at the profile of the person, then you go to the company profile to look at the company, and then you go and you just type to the Google search the company name, or you basically visit the website and you check the information on the web. This is exactly what we are going to automate, this research. So we can do it with our magic columns, and each magic column can do different thing, and it basically creates a new column in this data table and finds you the information. So for example, if I want to find information about the people, it's one click and the magic column gets created, and in a few seconds it starts running, and we get the information from the profile of the people. So this will start in a second, and I can create already another one, which is LinkedIn company description. Again, new column gets created like this, and the information loads. So maybe let me refresh the page. And okay, so and I got the information here, and it's running. So if I go to next page, I can see that, yeah, the informations are popping up. Okay, so what we have here. So if you look at it, for what we have here is the data from LinkedIn profiles. So this is if we, for example, yeah, if we let's take randomly somebody. Let's take this person. If you look at his profile, yeah, so this seems like a startup founder. So yeah, if you look at his profile, it gets this information from the profile. Sorry, the question was how would can someone identify the number of profiles they can scrape without being banned? Here you don't need to you don't need to be afraid, because the scraping is not done with your profile, so your profile doesn't get banned. Because if Willman will now look into his statistics, he won't see me visiting his profile. So this is very important. So I actually he would, because I just did it manually, but I did it manually. But all the other people that I didn't visit, they don't get visit on the profile. So we got that information. Hi, I'm William. Blah 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 blah. Then we get the same information from the company profile. It really depends if the information, if they have it, but most of the companies, they have some description. So again, if I click on it, is this. Okay. So this is already some information that can tell you help you with your research if this is actually some new startup, that it just popped up in the last 3 months or not. But very often this is not good enough. So let's go beyond. Let's go beyond this, and let's try to scrape the company websites. These founders are very early stage, so it might happen that some of them just won't have the website, but let's see. So I'm clicking on company website summary. I submit, and new magic column is created. Okay, now it runs. So it's loading, and in a while we get the summary of basically what's on the website. All right, here we go. You can always make it bigger and just look what's written in the text. But I don't have time to go through 657 rows. We will be using GPT to analyze it and decide if this is a startup or not. This is the whole magic. I saw that Tom had some answer in chat. So maybe Tom, do you want to also
Uh,
say it loud?
Basically, I wanted only to extend your previous answer. What are the limits? Basically, our record per one user was around 100K records per day without any warning, without any ban. So yeah, that is how it is.
Yeah, but we recommend just take only what you need for your research, not trying to get all the data out there. But it's this is all possible with basically with our tool. All right. So we have information from website, information from LinkedIn. Let's also maybe get what these people have been posting about the last 3 months. So one click, and it starts. So there might be some piece of information that just helps you to understand what they do. So let's wait. So if you see, it's actually happening in real time. So it's very fast. So for me to scrape information like this from 657 profile, it would be, it would be very difficult you know, um, without basically infrastructure like we have. So we are loading all the data in real time. If you change something on your profile now and we scrape you, we have it right now. So it's not like a couple of months old data. It's real time. If you change one letter, you can see it here. So now let's find out who are startups, what companies are startups, and which not. For this, we're going to create another column. But now I'm using the custom column. So one click. Uh, this column will be called, let's call it, yeah, is this a startup? Okay. And maybe now question for you. Uh, so I'm now going to write a prompt for GPT, and I will be including the information from the data table as a variable field. So I will write a prompt, and our tool actually send it over to the OpenAI, sorry, GPT-4o API, and returns you results for every single row. So, question for you: is everybody familiar with ChatGPT? Like, uh, is or like this maybe? Is there somebody who hasn't played around with ChatGPT yet? Everybody knows? Yes. Okay. So this works in a very similar way. Imagine like being in the ChatGPT and sending to the ChatGPT the information from the profile, from the company profile, from the website, and asking, okay, based on my criteria, is this a startup or not? And the ChatGPT returns you the answer. This is very powerful, especially because everybody defines startups differently. So you can define your own criteria, and then the models are already smart enough to decide based on the input. So Let's. Hi, Cyril. Was nice to have you here. Need to jump on another call. Thanks a lot. So let's write a prompt. Look at the input and decide whether this company might be a startup or not. So what is important here is that we should define a little bit what is a startup, which is different for everybody. But really, I'll do very simple definition, and I would say a company that provides or that has own uh, technology or product is more likely to be a startup. Uh, a company that provides consulting, advisory, uh, or custom development is less likely to be a startup. Also, maybe what we can do is to tell like uh, accelerators, VC funds, because this very often I saw there was some VC funds, some accelerators, some advisors. So accelerators, VC funds, advisors, or agencies are not startups. All right, and now here is the input. And as input, we will use from the data table, we will use the company name. It's quite useful to add there also the company website because the model has a lot of information in itself already. Then information from the company description, so from LinkedIn, information from website, and also maybe I would put there information uh, about the founder. Let's do it like this. And what I'm missing here is very important part, telling AI what should be the answer. So the answer should be yes if the company might be considered a startup, or not if the company is not a startup. All right. So we wrote our prompt. Before I launch it on all 750 rows, let's do a quick preview just to see that I'm getting the answers that I expected. Not yes, not yes, yes, yes. Okay, so it seems to do what I expected. And now I click on submit. And again, new column gets created. And basically AI looks at all the information, profile, website, and answers yes, no, yes, no. So very simple. This is very simple workflow. Let's give a few seconds, and I believe we will see some results pretty soon. I believe we might make some mistake. Okay, oh, yes, no, yes, no, not, no, not yes, not interesting. So yeah, let's try somebody. Sometimes co-founder, founder, co-founder. Okay, maybe we are lucky. So what we have on the next page? It's a little bit not yes, not yes, not. So let's first look at some that has been identified as not startups. So this is the CEO of a new company, but company is Golden Bear Consulting. So it actually sounds that it's a consulting company.
L-
So mhm,
Let's also open the web page of this company. We can check this out. How basically the
mhm,
classification was accurate. And at this moment, we can see that this company is definitely not a startup. That's
yep,
normally the advisory slash consulting
mhm,
business. And similar way, we can find out basically someone who is marked as the basically as the yes relevant startup.
Yeah. So let's look at here. So we have the co-founder, and if I click on the yeah, maybe let's do the company profile like this. Yeah, it seems to be startup, especially because they they are from YC. If you feel that you're not getting the right result, you can always see where you get no, but the company you would still consider as a startup. It can happen. We have users that are looking for food tech startups, so you need to better define what is what you expect. For some VC funds or some accelerators, anything related to food tech or beverage could be still considered a startup, while for the others, if it's not AI, SaaS, they just don't consider it as a startup. So this is something that it's a subject to your criteria, but this is a very easy way how to set up a crawler that is going every day, every week, every month, getting you all the new founders. Then the magic columns scrape additional informations, and then GPT is classifying this is startup. Yes, no, yes, no. One more thing is that it's not a binary. Sometimes you want to classify or want to check if the company belongs to some industry or to your investment thesis. So you can do it by creating another column. So maybe let's imagine like industry fit. All right, and let's imagine that I want to invest only in AI startups, right? Which is the topic right now. So let's write another prompt, which would be look at the input and answer. Uh, look at the input and analyze whether this company is building or utilizing AI, AI, or explaining AI. Question: how much does it cost to run this? Everything what I was showing, you can run it for $99 actually. I believe you would need for this just one robot, and yeah, that's the very basic subscription, or even cheaper if you get it yearly. So I believe it's quite inexpensive. So look at the input and analyze whether this company is building or utilizing AI, yeah, based on the description in the input. Uh, the answer should be yes, AI, or not AI. Here is the input, and the input is again, let's give it a company name. Let's give it the company website. Sorry. Let's give it the company website and company description from LinkedIn, a website text summary, and maybe that's fine. Yeah, let's also put there the information from the profile, and yeah, not from post. It can mislead the AI because they could just talk about something else. All right, let's try. Yes, no, yes, no. Okay. And it's running. So in a while, you can make classification, really ask really anything what you want, and in a while you get the results. Uh, yeah, that's basically what I wanted to show you. Uh, okay, okay, not AI, yes AI, yes AI, not AI, not AI, yes AI. So you can really do anything. Uh, this is how. Yes, Ragav, can I have a question?
Yeah, I had a quick question here. Thank you for this, first of all. I mean, amazing
Mhm.
setup. I really like it. But I was thinking, once I have the list of startups or let's say prospects I want to reach out,
Mhm.
and I want to reach out to them through my email. And the problem with current status of Gmail is that they are flagging cold emails, and it's getting really tight up there. So if I have to send them an email, I've heard that I can use multiple domain names and stuff. How I can integrate that to Leadspicker so that my domain name is not banned or
Yeah.
put into the social segment of the Gmail.
Yeah, very good question. Very good question. I wanted to go right into it. Uh, you can send it from multiple emails, multiple domains, actually unlimited amount of emails. Also, we can send it from multiple LinkedIn accounts. It's this part sequence.
Got it.
If I show you the outreach settings, outreach account. So on my account, I'll show you. So my account, I have there I think like maybe 40 emails. Yeah. So, we are using different domains exactly for the purpose that you mentioned. But this is not, in our case, not for scouting. This is for lead
Yep.
gen. So, for example, if you want to reach out to all the new marketing and salespeople in the USA and in Europe, and we want to make sure that we don't send too many emails at once. So what we do is that we keep sending only 50 emails per domain, so you can really connect all of them. It's super easy. You click on connect new. If it's Gmail or Outlook, you just sign up with your password, and it's there. Also, you can connect right now up to 15 LinkedIn accounts. So if somebody is doing, for example, scouting for some program, you can really connect all your colleagues, and then you can run campaigns where you combine email and LinkedIn outreach. It works all together. And I was showing you the magic columns. The same way, you can also do the personalization. So you can personalize all these emails. You can write something like, so maybe let's do one last column. Let's call it personalization, and you can tell AI, look at the input and finish a sentence starting with this prefix. Uh, I was on your website. Uh, it looks like you focus on. And now we tell AI, finish the sentence based on the context in the input. And it's the same. Uh, Input, company name, company website. Uh, let's do the website text summary. Let's do the company description like this. And also, I really don't like this AI generated long messages, so I prefer to use it to kind of finish the sentence that you otherwise would look like. So let's make it pretty short and say the sentence should be max, let's say 14 words. All right, let's try it out. Yeah, yeah, but this one has been not marked
Was marked
as
as not startup.
not startup, so we are generating it for all of it. But focusing on automating business verification processes, etc. So you can really define the personalizations, and then it writes the sentences for all of them. Right. So yeah, so we're a little bit running out of time, so I will just show you how you can then connect it with the outreach. So once you connect your email, your LinkedIn, it's very simple. You can create new message from from scratch. So let's say you want to start with an email first. Uh, yeah, we'll just make it up. Intro, intro, company name, and hi first name. So now you can use the personalization with it. Like, I was on the website. So what you do? Here we go. Where was it? Personalization. Industry feed. Is this a startup? Here. Sorry. Like this. And now, yeah. This seems to be a fit to our whatever program, event, and you continually like this, blah blah, best. So you can create a message like this. Uh, so the first day the message goes out, then you can write a follow-up message in a couple of days. Um, so if the person doesn't respond, then they get a follow-up in a day two. Hi again, for example, really making it up. And let's see, let's wait 2 days, 3 days, and then you can follow up by LinkedIn. So you can send a connection request. You can send a message. You can send email. So message gets sent only if you are already connected. A connection request only if you are not connected. Email can be sent to everybody. So we can put their multiple sequences like connection request first. Then you can try to message all of that. So let's do connection request. Hello, first name, save. So really you can do multiple steps like this. And the beautiful part is that you can decide from which email addresses you would like to send it out. So as you asked, if you want to have split it between multiple accounts and run the outreach, small volume, or I mean like larger volume but small volume per account, you can just choose from how many email it gets like this. And also you can choose the LinkedIn account that you want to use for the outreach, then set up which days you want to send it out. So I always skip weekends. What is the time zone, the sending window, and also you can set up if you want to check the sentiment by AI. So what it does is that once you are ready, you can just start a sequence. Uh, the automation goes out, and all the replies that you get are being in your inbox. I mean, in your email or your LinkedIn account in the inbox. But also we have something called master inbox, where you can see all the replies at one place, and here you can also filter the sentiment. So really, you can just see how many people responded that they are interested, how many responded that they are not interested, and how many of them, sorry, maybe some of them not interested. Some of them, of course, also can be, just not very happy about your message. So all of that you can see in the inbox and also in your message. So this helps especially you if you want to be sending from multiple emails. So this solution helps you to collect all the answers at one place and set up the forwarding. So I can always set up from which email I want to forward all replies where. So yeah, I believe that's the most relevant part related to startup scouting. So if I just wrap it up and repeat, you can scrape or continuously monitor really any filter on LinkedIn, which means any region, any stage. Then once you have the data, you can use our magic columns to scrape more information that will help you with the research if this is a startup or not. Then you can create another magic column that use GPT to find this is a startup or not. Then you can use another column to maybe decide if this industry or that industry, another to personalize, and then the last step is then you can send only the ones that are marked as yes startup to the sequence, and it goes out with email and LinkedIn. That's basically the workflow. I know that sourcing it's only tiny part of the entire funnel, and for it really depends who you are. If you are startup event startup scouting agency accelerator, then this large volume has for you much more value than, for example, for VCs, because the bottleneck definitely is not in in having deal flow. So usually the bottleneck is later in the scoring. But yeah, maybe we can talk about this topic some other day. But for now, this is the if you are talking about scouting, this is our workflow, and I recommend everybody to give it a try, test it out. You can really get startups in any amount, any volume, without any risk to get blocked. Uh, Time for questions. Time for questions, and also if anybody wants to try it out and get some credits, just go ahead, sign up to Leadspicker, and you can test it out. Mhm.
Uh,
So,
Also, if you would like to basically get a demo directly for your use case, feel free to reach out to us. The best way how to reach out to us is directly on the LinkedIn. We know that the startup scouting and also the lead scouting overall is pretty different per each industry and per each use case. It can be the difference between the venture capital startup
mhm.
scouting versus accelerator program startup scouting. So happy to provide directly demo for your specific use case, and the LinkedIn is a best way.
All right. I'm also sending my LinkedIn profile, and also send it to Thomas. So you can add us. Sharing. We are sharing a lot of different workflows and ideas. Uh, how to automate marketing, sales, and some other also like operational processes. So let's have a look. You might find something. Ah, yeah, Tom was faster. You can find something interesting. I think Tom was yesterday sharing a very interesting workflow in Nathan that was basically tracking the performance of campaigns and how many leads we are getting out of it, how many calls, cold calls, and everything. Today I actually shared different workflow, and the workflow is that how we use this social data to track all our current customers, basically anybody who ever was our user customer. So how we monitor them every day, what they're posting about, and if there is a buying signal. I mean, like, for example, they are mentioning that they're launching new accelerator, looking for new startups, or maybe that they're just hiring salespeople. So we know that this might be the nice time to actually reconnect, so we don't message everybody through the year, and we connect with them at the right time. So look at our profiles. We are also sharing the templates, so it's for you very easy to replicate this. uh, I recommend you to check it out. So if you don't have any more questions, then thanks a lot for joining. uh, I was really nice. So let me check how many people. Yeah, we had we have quite some questions in the chat. So thanks a lot. If you want to know something else, or you want to have demo for your own purpose, just reach out, and yeah, we are happy to help. Thanks a lot.
So see you guys. Bye.
Bye.